Think of a situation where we've got two temperaments, one explosive, one evasive, one rooted in bruised ego and populist muscle fleshing, the other cloaked in meetings, murmurs, and managerial vagueness. President Trump, not a person who is given to understatement, has launched a seismic tariff offensive on global trade. Chinese goods, a staggering 104% tariff. British steel cars, 25% tariff. Most other UK imports, a blanket 10% for good measure. Liberation Day, he called it, though the markets, it feels more like a financial firing squad. In just days, we've seen Hong Kong plummet over 13%, Shanghai collapse 7%, Zurich shrink 5%, and the Swiss are still reeling from a loss bigger than during the COVID crash. The SMI, Switzerland's stock market darling, has lost more in 72 hours than in the entire pandemic shutdown. Even Elon Musk, yes, the man who tweets at Mars, called Trump's trade guru Peter Navarro dumber than a sack of bricks. And Bill Ackman, the hedge fund billionaire who once endorsed Trump, now likens this to America's Liz Truss moment. He's absolutely right. A financial purge, a market bloodbath, and still Trump insists the medicine must be taken. But for what illness exactly? The US GDP grew 2.8% last year. Inflation fell to 2.4%. This is not economic recovery. It's economic pyromania dressed up as patriotism. It's, if anything, what can occur? At the very most, it's a Pyrrhic victory. Trump will end up looking lost, even if he feels he's achieved something. And now to Britain. So as the world burns and reeves thinks that we cannot do nothing, she's decided it's time to talk. She is convening meetings with city leaders, legal and general, Hargreaves, Lansdowne, Lloyds, all fine institutions. But, you've got to be honest, this isn't leadership, this is LinkedIn. Her statement to the Commons, we must not watch and wait, we must act decisively. And yet what follows is chit-chat with fund managers, soothing words about pragmatism, and most worryingly, no plan. She says she'll meet with the US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent soon. Trump's tariffs came into effect last Wednesday. The markets have already tanked. The horse hasn't just bolted, it's halfway out to Beijing. This isn't strategy, this is a pathetic pause. And while Trump plays with tariffs like a toddler with matches, Britain dithers by the fire extinguisher, wondering if it's the right shade of red. Let's be clear, tariffs hurt working people. Prices rise, industries suffer. Even Trump's most ardent capitalist backers, Buffett, Summers, Ackman, are begging him to back down, but he won't. He sees this as strength. And most horrifyingly of all, many of his voters do as well. Meanwhile, Reeves has an opportunity. She could offer clarity. She could announce compensatory measures for affected industries. She could fast-track negotiations with tariff exemptions. She could even propose retaliatory tariffs, symbolic if not economic, but she won't because Labour is too frightened of seeming hostile, too addicted to the illusion of diplomacy, and far too late. We need a new economic doctrine, one that isn't defined by Trump's pyrotechnics or Reeves' procrastination. Britain should be convening emergency G7 discussions, proposing a joint EU-UK response, drafting contingency trade pacts with India, with Canada, with South Korea. We should not be sitting in boardrooms with the global order fracturing around us. Trump's tantrum, Reeves' round table. Our national interest dangling between a man with tariffs on his teeth and a woman with spreadsheets in her sleeve. Trump has launched a grotesque, economically suicidal war on trade. We haven't seen this sort of thing since King Pyrrhus, and Reeves has responded with meetings and murmurs, and Britain, alas, is caught in a tragicomic battle of pique and passivity. And it's time for polite consultation to be over. This is not a moment for coffee and consensus. It's a moment for courage.